Chapter 9, 174. Difficult Interaction with Hei Lou Lan. Self-strength, immortal goo. Fang Yuan's actions shook Hei Lou Lan's mind. This immortal goo was originally hers, but because she failed her tribulation, she had been trapped in a dream realm and was later saved by Fang Yuan. The result was that this immortal goo became the price for saving Hei Lou Lan, ending up in Fang Yuan's hands. This self-strength immortal goo had huge significance to Hei Lou Lan. Not only was it very suitable for Hei Lou Lan, as she possessed the great strength true martial physique and cultivated strength path, the self-strength immortal goo had been refined by Hei Lou Lan's mother, Su Shan'er, and was a memento she left to Hei Lou Lan. Thus, self-strength immortal goo had extremely great importance to Hei Lou Lan. Hei Lou Lan had been extremely unwilling to give it, but she had no other choice. She thought about this immortal goo day and night, and really wished she could seize it back from Fang Yuan. However, she had restrained this impulse. On one hand, it was because goo worms were very difficult to take away and could be destroyed with a thought from their owner. On another hand, it was because Hei Lou Lan was astute. She deeply understood. There was an art called compromise when interacting with people. Hei Lou Lan and Fang Yuan were natural allies. Hei Lou Lan still needed to rely on the guts goo business to support her cultivation. Working together created benefits, while being enemies formed losses, so Hei Lou Lan had continued to endure. Besides the first meeting after waking up, Hei Lou Lan had not raised any objection towards Fang Yuan having self-strength immortal goo. It was as if she had already forgotten this. She had deep shrewdness. But now Fang Yuan was suddenly handing over the self-strength immortal goo, like he was returning it to its rightful owner. Hei Lou Lan was caught unprepared and was unable to conceal her desire. But at once Hei Lou Lan calmed down. Her frown deepened as she fixed her sharp gaze on Fang Yuan. She had already snapped back to awareness, and she was filled with vigilance. She knew Fang Yuan's nature, and just like Fang Yuan, who had both appreciation and apprehension towards her, she also felt the same about Fang Yuan. Why would Fang Yuan hand over self-strength immortal goo for no reason? This is impossible. Then what is he planning? As if seeing Hei Lou Lan's doubts, Fang Yuan chuckled. Don't be nervous. Self-strength immortal goo is rather suitable for me as well. But I believe this immortal goo is more important to you. Like they say, a gentleman doesn't take advantage of others. Isn't that the case? Hei Lou Lan's eyes flashed with dark light. She glanced at the self-strength immortal goo in Fang Yuan's hand, before fixing her gaze on Fang Yuan, sneering, "You are a gentleman? Just say what you want to say." Fang Yuan rubbed his nose. "If I speak directly, I am afraid it will scare you." Hei Lou Lan snorted. "Just tell me." Fang Yuan's eyes flickered, speaking in a serious tone. "Then I won't beat around the bush. I want to use this self-strength immortal goo to trade for your attitude goo." "What?" Hei Lou Lan's body shook. The ferocious glint in her eyes increased, and she almost took a step back involuntarily. "I have kept the matter of acquiring attitude goo extremely secret. How did he know? I hid it from even little aunt. Besides heaven and earth, only I know." The shock Hei Lou Lan felt was hard to express. This was her greatest secret, but it was suddenly exposed by Fang Yuan. She could not help being shocked. Killing intent surged inside her, subconsciously wanting to attack Fang Yuan. To eliminate the person who knows her secret? This was the nature of ferocious characters. However, at this time, Fang Yuan took the initiative to retreat a step. This movement was simple, but had subtle effects on Hei Lou Lan's current mentality. Hei Lou Lan was like a frightened beast, but Fang Yuan moved away some distance and showed a harmless smile, emitting good intention, making Hei Lou Lan feel safer. Hei Lou Lan's eyes squinted into a slit, fixing her gaze at Fang Yuan. Her expression was cold as ice. Her killing intent had not dispelled yet. Instead, it was restrained for now. "It seems you truly possess the legendary attitude goo." Fang Yuan pretended to be observing her expression and spoke with a surprised tone. Hei Lou Lan stared blankly before speaking in fury. "You tricked me? Of course not. Fang Yuan smiled bitterly, shrugging his shoulders. Do you still remember my master, Purple Mountain True Monarch? Hei Lou Lan took a deep breath. Hearing the name of Purple Mountain True Monarch again, she was filled with wariness. She knew this Purple Mountain True Monarch. Fang Yuan was his disciple, and so was Tai Bai Yunsheng. That was the reason why Fang Yuan called Tai Bai Yunsheng senior brother. Of course, all this was false information. In his previous life, even Blazing Heaven Demoness had been deceived. It was your master who informed you, Hei Lou Lan asked. Her killing intent went down to rock bottom. From her view, Fang Yuan had huge backing. It was very difficult to kill Fang Yuan, let alone Purple Mountain True Monarch, who was not someone she could handle. After all, at this time, Fairy Li Shan had yet to fully reconcile with Blazing Heaven Demoness. Fang Yuan chuckled. What do you think? Hei Lou Lan snorted, thoughts churning in her mind. Purple Mountain True Monarch actually knows my secret. He indeed has vast powers and is unfathomable. Fortunately, we have set an agreement with Fang Yuan. But Fang Yuan is really scheming. No matter how important self-strength immortal goo is, it is only a rank 6 immortal goo. How could it be traded for my attitude goo? Hei Lou Lan immediately refused Fang Yuan's suggestion. My attitude goo is a rank 8 immortal goo. As long as it is someone with a thinking mind, they can wear it and use it. It is a legendary goo worm recorded in the You are actually thinking of using the rank 6 self-strength immortal goo to trade for my attitude goo. Heh, aren't you daydreaming? Fang Yuan pondered it before speaking. Then how will you trade for it? Not trading, Hei Lou Lan immediately replied firmly. Fang Yuan's expression sank, letting out a dangerous aura. Hei Lou Lan, think properly. I will remind you this is my territory, my Hu immortal blessed land. Hei Lou Lan laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha. So what? Don't forget the agreement between us. It has not ended yet. Allies cannot attack each other. Of course, Hei Lou Lan added. You have your master's backing. Maybe you have already undone your restrictions. But do you think I, Hei Lou Lan, am afraid of death? You underestimate me too much. Even if I die here, I will destroy all my goo worms before I die. Also, I know all about the resources that are in your Hu immortal blessed land. After the battle, how many of these resources will remain? Tai Bai Yunsheng's landscape as before cannot restore these resources. Fang Yuan could not help but laugh. In his previous life, he had threatened Blazing Heaven Demoness by showing a fearless stance towards death. This life, after he was reborn, Hei Lou Lan was using the same method to pressure him, and he similarly had to accept and go along with it. Fang Yuan's expression changed, laughing and clapping. Hei Lou Lan, I wouldn't dare to underestimate you. It was only a joke. Using a rank 6 immortal goo in exchange for a rank 8, your joke only reveals your greed and stupidity. Hei Lou Lan coldly berated, without giving any face to Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's eyes flickered with sharp light. Then I will add some more on the table. How about I give up in contesting for Starform Blessed Land? Hei Lou Lan shook her head. Giving up in contesting for it? Even if you hand over both Hu Immortal Blessed Land and Starform Blessed Land to me, I won't trade it. Attitude Goo is not only a rank 8 Immortal Goo, the requirements to use it are very minimal. It doesn't need immortal essence and only consumes mental energy. That means even I, a rank 6 Goo Immortal, can use this rank 8 Immortal Goo. This kind of immortal goo is a peerless treasure. I absolute won't give it up. Don't mention trading for it. Fang Yuan, you are a smart person. You won't make useless efforts, right? Fang Yuan nodded, sighing. I understand. Then I shall take a step back. I want to use self-strength immortal goo to exchange for your slavery, immortal goo. Hei Lou Lan's eyebrows raised. She had a slavery immortal goo. She had obtained it during the final moments in Imperial Court Blessed Land, after deceiving Giant Sun's will. Hei Lou Lan sank into silence. Fang Yuan's offer enticed her. As far as she was concerned, self-strength, immortal goo's value was undoubtedly far above slavery. Immortal goo. Hei Lou Lan gazed at Fang Yuan's eyes. My slavery immortal goo is only rank 6. You are using rank 6 in exchange for rank 6. This is feasible. But slavery immortal goo cannot be used repeatedly. It can only be used once. Trading self-strength for slavery. Don't you think you are losing out? Yes, there is some loss. Fang Yuan laughed before raising a finger. So I still have a condition. I want to borrow attitude goo for some time. Hei Lou Lan did not reply, sinking into silence. Fang Yuan was trying all kinds of methods to borrow attitude goo. This made her acutely sense the importance of attitude goo to Fang Yuan. However, how much importance it had, Hei Lou Lan was not too sure. She needed to probe. Therefore, she refused. I will not lend attitude goo. Fang Yuan's expression sank. Then forget it. He then turned around, leaving. Hei Lou Lan stood at her spot, watching coldly without moving. Fang Yuan moved several steps before stopping, turning around with a bitter smile as he faced Hei Lou Lan again. I only want to borrow attitude goo for 3 years. 3 years? I wouldn't agree even if it was 3 days. Hei Lou Lan's expression was cold and ruthless. Internally, however, she was excited. She saw an opportunity to rip off Fang Yuan. Hei Lou Lan's concealment was good, but she was in the end still young, and Fang Yuan was an old monster who had lived hundreds of years. Fang Yuan gave a displeased snort. How could he not know Hei Lou Lan's current thoughts? He threw out his trump card. It seems you don't want revenge. You have such a good opportunity in front of you to kill Hei Cheng, but it feels like you don't want it. What? Hei Cheng? Hei Lou Lan's eyes flashed with a ferocious glint, her expression fluctuating. Although Hei Cheng was her own father, the hatred between them was so great she would not rest until he was dead. Killing Hei Cheng and taking revenge was already the greatest obsession of Hei Lou Lan. This obsession was so deep that it had affected her cultivation, becoming a permanent scar in her mind. In Fang Yuan's previous life, Hei Lou Lan had killed Hei Cheng, got back the self-strength immortal goo, dispelled the scar in her mind, and found herself. So when she activated Strength Path Phantoms, they turned into her appearance, and not the brawny, burly man.